This morning's rain starting to move out of the Metroplex. Evan is going to keep us updated on the forecast and when more wet weather may arrive. Welcome back. A celebration of innovation and entrepreneurship continues today with what's called Techweek Dallas. Amanda Signorelli is the CEO of Techweek and joins us to show off a few of the outstanding gadgets and inventions that are attracting the attention among attendees. Thanks for coming in.
Thanks for having me. Excited to show you what we've got on dock.
Yeah, we'll talk a little bit more about Techweek, but first, okay, you're going to explain some of these innovations here that are really going to be good for consumers, right?
It is, and it's also going to be for different education programs as well. So the first one we'll kick off with is EyetoEye. What this allows you to do is to take an iPad and turn it into pretty much a full suite video production tool, which if you think about it, 70% of information is better retained via video compared to 20% in written. So being able to really own video will be powerful with this device.
In other words, you'll have all the capabilities of a TV studio and production crew right here.
Exactly. You'll be traveling with this before you know it.
What kind of a price tag, would we be?
This is something that's going to be targeted for more of an education background or some sort of strategic partnership within there so they can build from it.
Okay, and now we're talking about what, right down here?
This is going to be noise aware. So the way you should think about this is that this is like a smoke detector for noise. That way, if you're away from your residence and there's somebody there or potentially you're renting it out via Airbnb, and if the noise levels get too high, they'll send you a text and say, hey, there's a lot of noise coming from your place. Great to protect.
Is it kind of a similar principle as a motion detector, to let you know?
Exactly. You've got motion detector, now for the noise piece.
Okay, and then right here is called is that the NIMBY?
This is the NIMBY.
NIMBY, okay, explain the idea here.
So the NIMBY itself is a lightweight onboard device, and it plugs into the equivalent of the car's brain and then monitors data in real time, such as how fast is the car going, is it swerving, and then takes all of that information so you can see potentially how erratic or safe a driver is.
Okay, now, and this is something that I'm a driver, I can find out about other drivers, is that what you mean?
Now, the target for this, so a lot of people have heard it in the context of a progressive insurance model, but this is a little bit different. This is actually targeted towards hospitality. So if you're going and working with, whether it's a hotel or going in a shuttle, you want to make sure you're safe. And the way to be safe is to actually have the hospitality industry own this piece to know how their drivers are taking care of you.
Okay, kind of keep an eye on drivers.
Exactly.
All right, now, and here's a robot being developed, or it was developed at UT Dallas, right?
Exactly. Okay. Now this is Milo. Milo brought to you by Robokind. The amazing thing about Milo is actually working with kids who have autism, and it teaches them both emotional and social skills. And I love not only the facial reactions, but they've also got the ability to show little flashcards here to actually teach kids what it looks like to interact on different course curriculums.
And it's really something kind of miraculous and wonderful about a robot like Milo, which really is cutting edge.
Exactly.
These autistic kids will open up and communicate with a robot in a way they won't with, say, a grown-up human being.
Exactly. This makes it much more safe and much more attainable to be able to process it in smaller chunks.
Okay, and real quick, this is the first ever Tech Week, a series of events happening in different creative spaces around Dallas. What's the idea?
So Tech Week's an international conference, technology, and also focusing on speakers. And the way that we do this is by traveling across all different areas throughout the city so you can get a sense of what your tech ecosystem looks like. And you can see the schedule at techweek.com/Dallas.
Yeah, and certainly technology, a huge deal here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Find links to the gadgets we talked about and all the upcoming events at Tech Week at fox4news.com. We want to highlight at least two. First, a free entrepreneur expo that starts today at 9:30 a.m. at the Bomb Factory in Deep Ellum. Tickets starting at $120 will get you into several events, including tomorrow's 9 a.m. keynote speech from the co-founder of Reddit, also at the Bomb Factory. Again, a link to the full lineup at fox4news.com. Amanda, thank you so much for the chat.